Hey, folks, how's it going? It is Wednesday, 21st of October. We're getting through the month. Um, we've got, I don't know how many more weeks of school, but we've got to go fast and furious, folks, because we haven't barely covered the topic yet. I'm going to sign another paper today, so look for that and assignments. I'm going to give you a choice. It's going to be a foreign film. Yes, you're going to have to watch a foreign film and analyze it. And I got to think, are they in color? Nope. All three of them are in black and white. Sorry. But we're getting close, right? I'll sign this 3 films, which is going to be Ingmar Bergman's Persona, Francois Truffaut's The 400 Blows, and Akira Kurosawa, Seven Samurai. I'll post those later. I'm going to try to find inexpensive videos of them. Maybe they're on Canopy, maybe they're on Video on Demand. I'm going to have to find that and get back to you. If they aren't, you're going to have to, pay a fee. Maybe you could stream them on one of your services that you already have, Hulu or Netflix or Amazon. These films are in a lot of those places. Anyway, when you're looking at them, you're going to have to look at, like the other essays, what is the camera doing? What are the characters showing us? What is the director trying to convey in certain scenes? What does the lighting look like? How does the music affect the whole overall production? Is the writing sharp? Do you understand it? Because it's in a foreign language, is it completely incomprehensible? Or can you kind of understand it without knowing the language? Look at the performances. Are they convincing? Are you understanding the story? Is it too artistic? Is it too foreign to your taste? It probably will be, and that's how it should be. These films mostly came out around the same area. Bergman's Persona is a little later, 66 or so. The other ones are a little bit earlier, 60 and 55. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little taste of directors that were working from different points in the globe. So we've got Sweden, French, and France, I should say, and Japan. I talked about a little about them already last week, but the vision that these filmmakers had, we're still looking at their results to this day. What they would think about the New World, I'd be interested. They're all dead, folks, which is too bad. They're visionaries. They never stopped working. They never stopped thinking about films. They never stopped writing scripts and thinking about how to tell the story. They're storytellers. That's a passion and a drive that it's hard to suppress once you start going after it. So that's what your papers are going to be. I'm not going to talk too long today because I want you guys to get started on these papers. I'm just going to cover a few other aspects of how foreign films have changed the American landscape, because filmmakers that we're going to soon approach, the filmmakers of the 60s, we're not there yet, we're getting there, we're very influenced by all these filmmakers. It's in their work, it's in everything they do. Like I told you before, Kurosawa directed Hidden Fortress, which is essentially the blueprint for Star Wars. Persona is a real art film because you're going to think, is it a dream? What's going on here? That's okay. It's okay to be confused. It's not always, you don't always need to know exactly what it is, but is it overall effective? Is the mystery engaging enough for you to keep watching? Do you have to know why something's happening? Can you just go with the flow and accept it? I mean, if you think of modern horror films, we'll do those later too. Uh, let's just say a new horror film like Jordan Peele's new films. Um, they're not totally 100% easy to see what's going on. He's dealing with race, yes, but he's also dealing with our who we are, not just as a racist nation, but a greedy nation, a nation that wants something that we've overstepped our reach, overstepped our boundaries of our humanities and of our humanity, I should say. And so he's dealing with a lot of mystery. And the films he are making are mysteries. You peel back the onion, keep exposing more. And that's great. You know, to not always understand exactly what's going on is okay. Now you're going to listen. You're going to when you write your papers, do not. You have to bring up the fact that's in black white. I know you don't have to talk about how it's got subtitles and you had to read the dialogue. I get it. Analyze the film. Remember the book, How to Write for Movies, about how to write about movies. Hope you guys all have that little book and hope you're using it because it comes in handy. I still refer to it when I'm trying to figure out, you know, how to convey something. And here's a great little. I know I haven't graded your papers yet, but say the Citizen Kane. Here they talk about deep focus in Citizen Kane. That's where it comes from. Didn't start there, folks. John Ford was using it. Greg Toland perfected it. But how would you know what that was? How would you even know what design is? Depth of field. So you don't need to know all the technical stuff about cameras and visual, but it helps when you're analyzing these things that they're not just putting actors in front of a lens and going, do what you want. Directing everything, the movements, their motivations, the reasons why they're doing anything. It's all right there. And this little book has so many great examples of what you should be looking for here. Coherence. Is the movie coherent? Is it a complete, utterly mess? But it also shows you how to develop your paragraphs. It actually shows how to literally come up with an effective paragraph. This even says, what is a paragraph? Well, that's fine. You're coming up with a critical argument. You've got to make it intelligent and you got to back it up with your intelligence and your observations on the films that you're writing about. We've got, I don't know how many more essays, I think 2 or 3, and then we're gonna have a quiz at the end of the course, and we're gonna have a final paper at the end of the course. I'm not gonna talk about it yet, but it's probably going to be a final research paper that you choose the topic. I'll announce this all later, but you will have to run the topic by me. And if you can't choose a topic, I'll put up 10 topics or so, and you can choose one of those, okay? And it'll be a research paper, which is different than these critical essays. And that'll be your last paper. Plus, we're going to have an ending quiz based on a documentary that you're all going to have to watch. Normally, I show it in class because I have a copy. I can't do that. But I'm pretty sure it's on Canopy or one of the other ones. The documentary you need to watch that the quiz will be based on. But this is not going to happen until towards the end of the semester, which is middle of December, I assume. Anyway, 6-7 weeks. So be prepared for that. And you're going to take all the knowledge you did from your essays and my lectures and films you've watched, and you're going to put all that knowledge to use on a final paper and final quiz. And it will be a take-home quiz. You'll have 24 hours to do it. Open book, tech, quiz, whatever. Have at it. And it'll be an essay, of course, because that's what I do. I deal in essays. I don't deal in true and false or multiple choice. Nah. Anyway, I don't think you learn much by that, but I do think you learn something about putting your critical thinking cap on and answering the question. Answering the questions the best you can in an essay. It's like texting your friend what you had for lunch, you know. Get on your little phone, get your thumbs going. You text all the time. You could do it. Okay, so these films that change the course of filmmaking are that important. And if you don't get anything out of this class besides hopefully, maybe you'll come up with a lifelong love of cinema and you'll pursue more cinema and you'll want to watch more foreign films. You'll want to watch more silent films. You'll start loving black and white and not be afraid of subtitles or movies that don't quite make sense to you because they should be a challenge. And the best filmmakers will make it challenging. And these guys definitely made it challenging. I would say the 400 Blows is probably follows pretty straight storyline. So does some Seventh Samurai. It's essentially a melodrama about a village needing saving, and a gang of samurai warriors are hired to save the town. It's pretty simple. But what's complicated about it is the interrelationships between the samurais and the town itself, and how it changes all of them and gets most of them killed, but they die doing something good for a good cause, and that's important. Okay, so be looking for those films. I'll post this all. That'll be your big assignment for the week. It won't be due for a week from today. The usual, I'll give you guys a week for this stuff. And I know, as usual, so many wait to the last minute. And then I get a lot of emails saying, well, something came up at my work or family emergency, and I'm going to be late. Okay, if you're going to be late, you're going to lose points. You should, a week to do a 3-page paper is not that rough. And guess what? You get to watch a movie too. How excellent is that? I would suggest you watch the movie uninterrupted. Take notes. Don't have a bunch of distractions around you, family, friends, dogs, cats, popcorn. And just really look at the film with a critical eye. And also, here's another heads up. Try to enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to post that. I'm not going to talk long tonight. We've got too much work to do. It's getting dark early now, which I don't like. I'm happy for the heat to leave. Yes, folks, the heat's leaving, sort of. And but it's going to get dark. I think next week we turn our clocks back, and it's going to be dark at 5 o'clock. Now it's getting dark. Well, right now, 7 o'clock. Anyway, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm plowing through on the papers. I will have a run here pretty soon and do my best to catch up. I hope everybody's out there getting something out of your college experience. I know it's a new world, the virtual world, but we're in this world for a while, and we should be able to be just as committed to it and just as involved in it, because we live in a virtual world even before the pandemic. Now we're literally there for our jobs, or a lot of our jobs, and our schooling. So that's where we are. That's all I have to say today. I'm just going to post this. I'll post this other stuff, and I'll look forward to reading your papers. Be safe out there. Writing is in the purple. You know what that means, folks? The pandemic is spiked here. We have more cases than any other county in California. That means that they have to close down a lot of businesses again, and we just opened some of them. So just know this, it's not over. So take care of yourself and keep putting on your mask, keep washing your hands, and try to stay out of groups of people. And I know it's not easy. Believe me, it's easy for me because I'm an isolationist anyway. And I look far better with a mask. I do, folks. So, on that happy, sunny note, this is going to pass. We'll get through it. Onward and upward. Keep watching movies. And don't forget for 1 second that everything is cinema.